Think you've seen wild car chases in movies? Wait until you see how it goes down in real life.
Over 156 cars on fire.
We're about to show you the most epic police stops where high-speed chases meet their match. From pit maneuvers that'll make your head spin to sneaky spike strips, these cops are in it to win it. Spike strip stop. Alright, so this video was recorded by the dashboard camera in a police officer cruiser parked on the side of the road. The scene starts with one officer carefully pulling a spike trap out of its protective cover. He is checking to see if it is safe to deploy the trap without the risk of having an accident or snagging someone else who is driving. He has got one shot to get this right. The moment the car is speeding towards them, he successfully throws the spike trap right onto the road with perfect aim and timing. The criminal's car drives over the spikes. It is a success. The car slows down and it is evident that the chase is over, unable to continue his escape with its tires shredded. Grappler ends chase. This chase reaches the climax when the police successfully get the driver on camera as he cruises through the East Valley sky. It has taken an intense twist as the police patrol the silver sedan swerving on the Loop 202 freeway near Alma School in Mesa. He's driving all over the place, veering dangerously in and out of the freeway lanes, obviously desperate to lose the police who are following him. He drives back to Phoenix during the peak of rush hour and exits off 202 at 24th Street. Now he's dodging off the main streets and running through residential areas just north of McDowell. It is a miracle he hasn't hit any pedestrians or other vehicles while driving near such populated areas. He's not done yet. The driver goes back to southbound 51, then the driver shifts into the I-10, bypassing Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport and getting off near Broadway Curve. That's when the cops drop the Grappler, a tool that binds the rear tires of the car, which makes the car stop dead in its tracks, allowing them to stop the criminal. The engine of the car stops, and police begin to launch beanbags at the vehicle. The driver pops his arms out of the sunroof. Police then send in the canine to make sure the arrest is a success, and after he is pulled from the car and onto the ground, he is cuffed. Justice served all thanks to this ingenious device. Chase, crash, capture. Here we have got some cops chasing a suspect through a busy highway who is tearing up everything in his path. This person in the suspect vehicle is driving like crazy, swerving in between cars. At a critical moment, they are confronted with an insanely busy street. The driver in his car doesn't slow down or even touch the brakes, just dashes through, almost hitting other vehicles. The police is with him all the way through as he tricks them with his crazy movements. The whole thing is just intense beyond words as they try to figure out what to do in the middle of this mess. Then, just when you think it can't get any crazier, the suspect tries to flee through another jam-packed area, but ends up slamming into a car that blocks his way. Did he stop? No. He pushes the car aside and continues the chase. He blows through one more intersection as he reaches the freeway. The cops are chasing him, and he's driving the car as fast as it could go. He zooms onto the freeway and then takes the off-ramp, cutting across the other side of the road. It was a bad move. There is a moving van up there, which hinders his view, and wham! He bumps into the oncoming SUV. The crash is brutal. The other driver doesn't see it coming. It comes out of nowhere and hits him. The suspect's car is a wreck. It's chaos. Cops are everywhere now, weapons drawn, rushing to the scene. The suspect knows it's over, so he's out of the car, hands up, surrendering on the spot. Now, the focus shifts. Cops cuff the suspect while rescue teams rush in. They're pulling out the door of the smashed SUV with which they're checking on the driver inside. Fortunately, she's shaken but alive, stumbling away from a head-on hit by a panicky criminal. Grappler stops stolen van. Here you can see a thrilling chase that was also brought to a stop by a trusty grappler. The maneuver gets started by the police officer carefully placing the cruiser right at the back of the suspect's van on a crowded highway. The police officer keeps a safe distance, but also close enough to use the device. With the speed increasing, the vehicles bypass other traffic, the van trying to escape the police. The officer, however, matches the van's every move. The important moment comes when the officer positions the cruiser just behind the van to use the grappler. The officer leans into the van for a bit to check the alignment and then releases the grappler. Troopers. Stop car with quick spin. This life-saving police chase looks like it came out of a real movie. Troopers of the Department of Public Safety are on the suspect's tail with all they have. The scene heats up with troopers tailing a driver who's got more guts than sense, trying to dodge the law on a crowded highway. Every car on the road makes the chase more tense and risky. Every move could mean disaster. But the troopers aren't chasing without a plan. They make sure to stay close enough to see what the suspect is up to, but still far enough to keep themselves safe if the situation gets chaotic. With the suspect dodging and trying to run away, the troopers get ready to use a classic pity maneuver, the one in which they hit the fleeing car slightly to make it go into a spin and stop. This is about the accuracy and the skill, not just banging into the car. An officer is expertly driving his cruiser beside the suspect's car. The target is the backside of the vehicle. He is ready for the move. And then it goes down. The trooper taps the suspect's car. This isn't just a little tap, though. It's a strategic hit, meant to knock the car off its balance. The car starts spinning out of control and ends up hitting the road barriers. It was only a few seconds before the car came to a stop, backing up on the side of the road with no other way to escape. The aftershock is almost as exciting as the action itself. With the dust settling, another trooper's car stops, does a quick U-turn, and rushes back to the scene. From all corners of the city, patrol cars are rushing in, and the result is a tight ring of cars around a suspect's smashed vehicle. The troopers move in, well-rehearsed and precise, prepared for whatever might come next. Watching it all go down, you witness the real deal, how much professionalism and courage it takes to handle these risky situations. Lake Landing Halts, stolen Sedan. This wild chase can be the best sequel to a Hollywood action film. Picture this, a brand new sedan just stolen, now cruising south on College, but he thinks he's got a clear escape without a care in the world. However, all of a sudden, the deputy, Tiffany Murphy, turns the table by following him after a routine license plate check reveals the car's hot status. Deputy Murphy doesn't go for the direct chase. Instead, she's ahead of the game, calling in to set up spike strips along the suspect's path. The suspect, desperate to escape, starts driving too fast and almost hits cars on the road, ignoring every traffic rule. When he finally gets on a straight road, boom! Spike strips are waiting. He tries to swerve, but instead, he ends up on the grassy side, tearing through it, and in a frenzy, his car's bumper is ripped off. It's like being the passenger in a live-action car crash. Thinking he might get lucky, he takes the car off from the ground and lands in the lake. But cars don't float, and realizing this, the guy bails and tries to swim across the lake, thinking he can still get away. It's almost funny, knowing the officers are on the other side waiting for him. Looking like a drowned rat, he finally gets the message that he cannot get away from anyone today, especially the squad of canines on the shoreline. What a day for law enforcement, showcasing quick thinking and coordinated teamwork to bring a cinematic chase to a close. Truck blocks, reckless chase. On the outskirts of Los Angeles, a dramatic police chase unfolds. A suspect who is known for his reckless driving habits leads the authorities on a deadly chase. For weeks, the suspect evaded arrest, displaying his ability to navigate traffic flawlessly. The pursuit gets heated as the suspect now starts to drive at such high speed, cutting through lanes and narrowly missing other vehicles. The cops push their vehicles to the limits, but struggle to keep pace with the fleeing car. During this, an unexpected player makes an appearance, a delivery man behind the wheel of a big truck. Watching the chase, he quickly determines what is going on and decides to provide support for the officers. The delivery man slows down his truck so that it completely obstructs the road. This made it very difficult for the suspects to pass. In a critical moment, the suspect totally miscalculates his next move. He's trying to get away by squeezing past a big truck, but he doesn't quite get the right angle. His car slams into the truck's side, and the impact is so intense that it tears the driver's door right off his car. The speedy decision made by the truck driver paid off. The police officers take advantage and move in with haste to arrest the suspect. In the end, they manage to find him and lock him up, ending the month-long chase. Police stop suspect. In this wild clip, a police officer is ready with a spike strip as the suspect's car speeds toward him through heavy traffic. As the car gets closer, the cop tosses the spike strip straight into its way. The spikes effectively deflate the tires of the suspect's car, slowing it down. Right behind, another police car manages to brake and swerve to avoid the spikes, which is great since it prevents any damage to the police vehicle. After the suspect's car is immobilized, the officer quickly pulls the spike trap from the road, preventing it from endangering other people. Highway chase stopped. On an American highway, a big chase occurs as a sedan, whose driver clearly knows how to handle a car, successfully dodges the police for quite a long time. The driver, who is in a hurry, roars past a line of trucks, only to realize that he had missed the police blockade set in just ahead. The police officer is outrageous, stepping in front of the sedan and making sure the driver understands his direction. Strangely, the driver steps on the brakes, almost letting the cops arrest him. But just at the last moment, he chooses not to throw in the towel so easily. In a split second, he veers to his right, barely avoiding a head-on collision with a truck and escaping the cop who was hiding to take him down. Fortune favors him until the very moment he's sandwiched between two gigantic trucks. These truck drivers recognized the severity of the situation and instantly sprang into action and sealed off any other possible escape routes with their trucks. Now, the driver is trapped and he has no option but to surrender. Slick police takedown. This video shows a yellow sports car speeding and the police chasing after it. The cops are right behind the car. At just the right time, they pull out a hook, hooking the car's rear wheel. They slam on the brakes, and the chase is over just like that. The move seemed right out of an action movie. Quick cop takedown. Check out this wild dashcam footage of a high-speed chase that gets real intense, real fast. A bunch of police cars are chasing down this speeding suspect when suddenly one cop car makes a risky move to slide right behind the bad guy. In a super smooth action, the officer whips out a grappler and barely taps the suspect's car, snagging its back wheel. This move makes the suspect's car swerve hard. Then, the cop slams on the brakes and the suspect's car screeches to a halt, with the other police cars stopping just as quickly right behind. The officers jump out and lock down the area in no time. Highway Showdown. On a Monday, things couldn't be more intense for everyone on Interstate 40. It started at about 2 p.m. when the Conway Police Department initiated the pursuit of a black Dodge Charger. This wasn't just any Charger. It was coasting eastbound without any registration whatsoever, as if it was trying to avoid being found. Things got even wilder when Trooper Pimenta's patrol lights fizzled out, but by then, the officers were already pushing speeds of 130 mph. As the chase heated up, the driver of the Charger played it cool, flipping on his right indicator, almost like he was mocking the police and pretending to pull over. But he had no idea what was about to go down. Right then, the officer executed a flawless pit maneuver like a pro. The Charger spun out, coming to a sudden stop, and just like that, the chase was over. The whole move was calculated to perfection, ensuring no one else on the road was put in danger. It was a close call, but the officers weren't about to let up, handling everything with precision. Folks, that's how you bring a rogue ride to a standstill without causing a disaster. Florida freeway fiasco finished. On a hot August day in 2020, Daytona Beach police were about to give 24-year-old Kevin Morales a speeding ticket, but Kevin had other plans. He slammed on the gas and bolted, sparking a high-octane chase down I-4. A police chopper hovered overhead, keeping a watchful eye on Kevin as he pushed his blue Honda hatchback to the limits. Officers coordinated on the ground, prepping spike strips to bring this speed demon's run to an end. But laying down spikes isn't as simple as it sounds. With Kevin barreling over 100 miles per hour, timing these things was crucial. They had to nail it without causing a massive pileup. Despite a couple of misses with the spike strips and Kevin trying every trick in the book, like faking exits, the police stayed glued to him thanks to that eagle-eyed chopper pilot. Kevin tried dodging down an off-ramp, but the cops were too quick, already setting up another spike strip ahead. Finally, the persistence paid off. After surviving the first few spike attempts, Kevin's luck ran out. His tires blew, and his car started losing control, swerving dangerously before ultimately spinning out. As his car settled in the water, the drama peaked. Kevin opened the door, looking like he might make a run for it. Cops surrounded him, tense moments passing as they ordered him to keep his hands up and walk back toward them slowly. Kevin complied, ending the wild chase peacefully. He was charged with reckless driving, driving without a license, and resisting arrest. And his passenger? Just caught in the middle of a crazy chase, probably wishing they'd taken the bus that day. High-speed UHaul Bust. All right, strap in for this wild story from the night of February 7th, 2024. Things got super intense when the Tantytown police in Arkansas got a call about a stolen U-Haul van blasting down the highway at over 120 miles per hour. But it wasn't just speeding. They found out the van was loaded with guns and Molotov cocktails. The Arkansas State Police, who don't play around with chases, jumped into action. They're known for being tough on pursuits, and this was no exception. As the chase heated up, everyone was on edge, working together like some high-stakes, high-speed ballet. You can see a police car dragging the bumper. You can see the police trying to get in front of the vehicle in an attempt to stop the car. Eventually, one officer decided it was time to end this chase with a pity maneuver. The officer's car got hooked on the U-Haul, and both vehicles spun out of control. Absolute chaos on wheels. Once the U-Haul was stopped, it was go time for the cops. They swarmed the van, shouting to each other to keep it cool and coordinated. They had to be super careful, pulling the suspects out without setting off another disaster. After what felt like forever, the suspects were out and cuffed, facing a list of charges including aggravated assault and fleeing from cops. These guys were even accused of trying to run over police officers before. So yeah, they will probably not see freedom for a while. Pickup truck takedown. A black pickup truck is hauling at an insane 120 mph on the highway with an Arkansas State Police cruiser chasing behind it. Other drivers instantly get out of the way to save themselves, giving the driver space to pursue at a high speed. The runner zigzags through the city, stopping at a gas station for a second and crossing the business lot, just barely missing the other cars on the way and returning to the main road. It's total chaos. Then, in a crazy turn of events, the truck swerves sharply in an attempt to shake the cop, but instead loses control and flips over in a dramatic crash. The driver of the truck, who turns out to have a laundry list of warrants, gets cuffed and now faces even more charges, including drug trafficking and leading police on a high-speed chase. That is it for this video. Which one of these wild police chases was your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below. And be sure to share any wild car chase moments you have witnessed with us. If you have enjoyed the video, take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe so you can stay updated about more fun uploads like this. Until next time, stay safe, respect the road, and have a fun ride. Thanks for watching.